Tensions on the high seas have always been a silent, strategic game between global powers. But what happens when that game takes a dangerous turn? Recently, a Chinese spy ship followed the U.S. Navy's carrier group, but then it made a fatal mistake that could change everything. Number 1. The background and significance of the incident. The recent incident involving a Chinese spy ship trailing a U.S. Navy carrier group in the South China Sea is a significant development in the ongoing power struggle between the United States and China. The South China Sea is a critical region, accounting for nearly one-third of the world's maritime traffic, with an estimated $3.37 trillion worth of global trade passing through annually. This region also holds vast reserves of oil and natural gas, making it a strategic focal point for global powers. China's aggressive stance in the South China Sea is part of its broader strategy to assert dominance over the region. This includes constructing artificial islands and militarizing them with airstrips, missile systems, and other military infrastructure. The presence of the Chinese spy ship during the U.S. Navy's operations is a clear attempt by Beijing to gather intelligence on U.S. military capabilities and to assert its claims over these contested waters. The Chinese spy ship was not just passively observing, it was equipped with sophisticated electronic warfare tools designed to intercept and analyze signals from the U.S. Navy's vessels. This kind of intelligence is invaluable for understanding the operational patterns, communication protocols, and capabilities of the U.S. fleet. However, the Chinese vessel's actions raised concerns about the potential for escalation, especially given the proximity of the two naval forces in such a volatile region. From a strategic perspective, the incident highlights the growing importance of the South China Sea in the U.S.-China rivalry. The U.S. Navy's presence in the region is a direct challenge to China's claims and is part of a broader strategy to maintain freedom of navigation in international waters. The U.S. conducts regular freedom of navigation operations, FONOPs, in the area, which China views as provocative. In terms of numbers, the U.S. Navy operates the world's most powerful fleet, with 11 active aircraft carriers and nearly 300 deployable battle force ships. China's Navy, while rapidly growing, still lags behind the U.S. in terms of overall capability, but it is rapidly modernizing and expanding its fleet, aiming to surpass the U.S. in certain areas by 2030. The incident also underscores the risks of miscalculation in the South China Sea. With both sides operating advanced military hardware in close proximity, the potential for an unintended clash is high. The international community is closely watching these developments, as any escalation could have far-reaching consequences for global security and trade. Number 2. The U.S. Navy's response and strategic implications. The U.S. Navy's response to the Chinese spy ship's presence was calculated and multifaceted, focusing on protecting critical information while maintaining strategic superiority. The first measure involved electronic countermeasures, ECM, which are designed to disrupt or deceive enemy surveillance. The Navy likely used ECM to jam or confuse the Chinese ship's sensors, preventing it from gathering useful intelligence. This action reflects the U.S.'s commitment to safeguarding sensitive operational details and maintaining the integrity of its communication networks. Additionally, the U.S. Navy employed tactical maneuvers to complicate the Chinese ship's surveillance efforts. By altering course and speed, the Navy's vessels made it more difficult for the spy ship to maintain a consistent monitoring position, thereby reducing the effectiveness of its intelligence-gathering mission. These maneuvers are part of standard naval procedures when dealing with potential threats in contested waters. On a broader strategic level, the incident reinforced the U.S. Navy's role as a key player in ensuring freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. The Navy's presence in these waters is a deliberate show of force aimed at countering Chinese territorial claims and ensuring that international waters remain open to all. This operation demonstrated the U.S.'s capability and willingness to respond to challenges in real time, sending a clear message to Beijing and other regional powers. Furthermore, the incident highlighted the importance of intelligence and counterintelligence in modern naval warfare. The U.S. Navy's ability to detect and neutralize potential threats before they could gather critical data underscores its technological and strategic edge. This incident also led to renewed discussions within the Pentagon about enhancing maritime domain awareness. investing in more advanced surveillance and counter-surveillance technologies, and strengthening alliances with regional partners. In the aftermath, the strategic implications of this event are profound. It has likely prompted both the U.S. and China to reassess their tactics and strategies in the South China Sea, with each side seeking to gain a technological and operational advantage in this highly contested region. The incident underscores the importance of maintaining a robust and flexible naval presence, capable of adapting to and countering emerging threats from rival powers. Number 3. The fatal mistake and its consequences. The fatal mistake made by the Chinese spy ship was its misjudgment of the operational boundaries and protocols in international waters. The ship ventured too close to the U.S. Navy carrier group, violating internationally recognized maritime safety zones. This proximity not only heightened tensions but also triggered a series of defensive maneuvers by the U.S. Navy. These actions were a direct response to what the Pentagon considered an aggressive and potentially hostile move. This mistake led to the activation of the U.S. Navy's rules of engagement, which include protocols for handling close encounters with foreign vessels. The Chinese ship's incursion into these zones was perceived as an attempt to gather critical intelligence, but it backfired by forcing the U.S. to employ countermeasures that disrupted the Chinese surveillance efforts. This incident also raised alarms within the Chinese military as it exposed vulnerabilities in their naval operations and highlighted the risks associated with pushing the boundaries of international law. The consequences of this mistake were not just limited to immediate tactical responses, but extended into the strategic realm. The incident strained U.S.-China relations further, leading to increased diplomatic tensions and a reassessment of naval strategies on both sides. The Chinese military had to reconsider its approach to intelligence-gathering missions, especially in highly sensitive areas like the South China Sea. Additionally, this event prompted other regional powers to bolster their own naval defenses, wary of the potential for similar incidents involving Chinese naval forces.